Imagine turning a simple team disagreement into an all-out war. That's exactly what happens when your brain's ancient alarm system hijacks your leadership in the heat of a startup crisis. As a founder, you felt that surge of anger or panic during a setback, only to watch it poison team trust and escalate minor issues into major conflicts. In this video, you'll learn the neuroscience of the amygdala hijack and proven techniques to tame it, so you can lead with calm clarity and prevent emotional overreactions from derailing your team. For aspiring founders, the pain of overreacting lies in building a team from scratch, only to shatter early trust through impulsive outbursts, leading to high turnover and stalled progress. Experienced CEOs face amplified stakes where one hijack can fracture long-built cultures and cost millions in lost productivity. Vivid frustrations include snapping at a team member's mistake during a crunch, watching panic spread like wildfire via emotional contagion, leaving everyone defensive and innovation frozen. Backed by studies showing 70% of startup conflicts escalate due to leader reactivity, as per Harvard Business Review on emotional contagion in teams. Negative consequences intensify. Unchecked amygdala hijacks erode psychological safety, spike employee burnout rates, with 42% of founders reporting chronic stress per recent Deloitte surveys. They turn resolvable disagreements into resignations or company implosions, making every high-pressure moment a potential team war. The core wisdom guiding this exploration is singular and clear. Avoid melodramatic reactions, especially during stress and conflict, because an overblown emotional response can intensify team tensions and destroy trust. The modern psychological lens through which we understand this dynamic is the concept of the amygdala hijack, a term first popularized by psychologist Daniel Goleman. In the high-pressure world of entrepreneurship, where founders are bombarded by uncertainty, setbacks, and interpersonal clashes, this principle is more than advice. It's a neurological imperative. The flickering uncertainty of boardroom lights mirrors the inner turmoil as threats loom large, demanding not just awareness, but mastery over one's primal instincts. When you encounter a sudden challenge, a botched product launch, a team member's mistake, or a perceived slight, the ancient neural sentinel known as your amygdala seizes control. It's a small almond-shaped cluster deep inside your brain, long tasked with sounding the alarm bell at threats. In the ancestral past, this rapid automatic fight, flight, or freeze response helped our predecessors dodge danger. But in the context of a startup meeting, it turns a heated disagreement into a battleground, and a simple mistake into an organizational crisis. The room grows thick with unspoken fears, as logic fades under the weight of surging adrenaline, amplifying every word into a weapon. Under an amygdala hijack, your logical faculties, centered in the prefrontal cortex, are partially disabled. Rational thought, creativity, and complex decision-making are throttled back as emotional impulses dominate. Overreaction isn't just likely, it's hardwired. You may snap at colleagues, catastrophize a setback, or make impulsive decisions that ripple destructively through the culture of your startup. The archetype here is taming the monster. The monster is the runaway emotional reaction itself that founders must master, not just to preserve their own clarity, but to prevent the escalation of team conflict. Shadows of doubt creep across the team's faces as one unchecked impulse unravels the fragile threads of collaboration. Why does this occur? The root lies in emotional contagion. Teams look to founders and leaders for cues. A founder's panic or rage spreads like a virus, making individual conflicts collective and fleeting tension permanent. Neuroscience leadership research shows that unchecked outbursts damage not just relationships, but executive function throughout the team, limiting the group's ability to see creative solutions or de-escalate disagreements. For founders, the cost of failing to tame this monster is immense. Trust erodes, miscommunication multiplies, and problems grow intractable, leading to project stalls, resignations, or even implosion of the company. The air in the office thickens with unspoken resentments, each hijack carving deeper divides in the foundation of shared purpose. To understand how critical taming the amygdala hijack is for founders, we turn to the wealth of scientific research on emotional regulation, brain function, and organizational psychology. Neuroscience shows that when the amygdala perceives a threat, be it social embarrassment or failure, it overrides the rational brain, flooding the body with stress hormones and narrowing our focus to survival responses. In these moments, verbal outbursts, sarcasm, or icy withdrawal are not conscious choices, but primitive scripts running unchecked. Studies on emotional contagion in organizations find that a leader's unregulated anxiety or anger rapidly permeates the team, affecting morale, creativity, and ultimately performance. The fluorescent hum of the office amplifies the silence that follows, as creativity withers under the shadow of fear. Researchers have documented team meetings where a founder's visible agitation caused even seasoned employees to become defensive or withdrawn, reducing psychological safety and stifling dissent. The whole team's collective IQ can drop in emotionally charged environments. Conflict escalation is directly tied to the visibility and severity of leaders' overreactions. Data from organizational psychology shows that as leader reactivity increases, so does the likelihood of team members mirroring those emotions, leading to more entrenched conflicts and increased rates of employee turnover. Brain imaging studies confirm the physical reality. During a hijack, the prefrontal cortex, the seat of self-control, planning, and empathy, is underpowered, while the amygdala and related limbic regions dominate neural traffic. This means your judgment is, quite literally, impaired in the moment of overreaction. Failure in conflict resolution increases exponentially in high-emotion, low-regulation environments. Effective problem-solving and compromise, a hallmark of healthy startup culture, become nearly impossible when the team is in a state of chronic amygdala activation. The psychological cost is long-lasting. Teams that experience repeated exposure to melodramatic reactions from their leaders report lower levels of trust, collaboration, and loyalty. Over time, these effects undermine organizational resilience as employees quit or disengage to avoid the next unpredictable emotional storm. But crucially, neuroscience leadership research also offers hope. The ability to notice and interrupt an amygdala hijack is a skill that can be cultivated. How do founders tame this monster? Awareness precedes control. Recognizing the physiological signs, a racing heart, rising voice, urge to interrupt, is the first move out of the hijack's grip. The simple act of mentally naming one's agitation, "I'm being hijacked right now," can lower emotional intensity and begin the return to rationality. Mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing, body scans, and brief pauses activate the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing stress hormone levels and restoring access to the prefrontal cortex. The quiet inhale becomes a lifeline, pulling the mind back from the brink as clarity slowly returns. Scientific meta-analyses repeatedly show that mindfulness-based interventions decrease reactivity in high-stress environments. Coaching and reflective questioning. Organizational coaches use targeted questions to re-engage the thinking brain and disrupt rumination. Structured reflection, what just triggered me? What story am I telling myself? What outcome do I want now? Provides an escape route from emotional autopilot. As an illustrative case, consider the experience of a leading fintech founder. In 2017, facing an unexpected systems outage during a critical product launch, the founder's instinct was to blame the engineering lead in a crowded Slack channel. The public nature of this outburst, driven by sheer panic, led several engineers to consider quitting and halted all productive problem-solving for hours. Only after a mentor intervened, helping the founder take a 10-minute walk, breathe, and reassess the situation, was the team able to stabilize the crisis. The founder's later apology and adoption of daily mindfulness practice became a turning point in the startup's culture. This real-world episode echoes countless others in startup history. Without conscious intervention, amygdala-driven overreactions can turn minor setbacks into major crises. The walk through the bustling streets allowed the storm to pass, revealing paths forward that panic had obscured. The mechanisms behind this cycle are well established. Left unchecked, overreaction breeds fear. Fear breeds silence or defensiveness. Conflict escalates and solutions recede. Teams learn to avoid difficult conversations cutting off valuable feedback and creativity. In contrast, leaders who regulate their emotional responses model resilience, making it safe for the team to do the same, and de-escalating tensions before they can fester. Limitations and caveats. Some individuals have higher baseline reactivity due to temperament or trauma, so taming the monster may require more persistent practice or even professional support. Contexts of chronic extreme stress, such as repeated failures, financial peril, can make even small incidents hard to manage. However, research consistently affirms the plasticity of the human brain. Regular practice does retrain neural pathways, and teams can recover lost trust when dynamics are addressed openly. The bottom line, to avoid team wars fueled by melodramatic reactions, founders must build the capacity to recognize and interrupt amygdala-driven responses. This is not only self-care, it is a vital leadership skill grounded in neuroscience, psychology, and the lived reality of high-growth startups. Avoid melodramatic reactions. The founder's emotional overreactions amplify team tensions, escalate conflicts, and damage trust, because stress triggers the amygdala hijack, hijacking logical thinking and spreading panic through the team. The solution is to recognize and interrupt these hijacks, rewiring the brain for balanced leadership. Here's how founders and anyone in high-stakes, high-stress leadership can apply this ancient wisdom made urgent by modern neuroscience. Identify emotional triggers. Notice physiological cues, a racing pulse, clenched jaw, urge to shout. Name the feeling internally. This is the hijack. The subtle tightening of muscles signals a storm's approach, urging a moment of recognition before the flood. Pause and breathe. Before responding, take at least 3 deep, slow breaths. If possible, excuse yourself briefly to regain composure. Engage mindfully. Use brief mindfulness practices, counting breaths, feeling the ground beneath your feet, to restore the prefrontal cortex. Use short reflection. What outcome do I want? Is my reaction proportional to the situation? Each breath draws in possibility, exhaling the chaos that threatens to consume the moment. Shift to inquiry. Ask yourself or the group open-ended questions that shift from blame to problem solving, e.g., what needs to happen next? Or how can we move forward? Defer emotionally charged decisions until you have calmed, a key move in taming the monster. Model calm and apologize if necessary. If you slip and overreact, acknowledge it quickly and apologize. This builds team trust and demonstrates emotional maturity. By consistently practicing these steps, founders can build resilience against amygdala hijacks, set the tone for emotionally intelligent teams, and dramatically improve the odds of resolving conflict without escalation. Main lesson: avoid melodramatic reactions by taming the amygdala hijack. Your overreactions don't just hurt you, they fuel team wars through emotional contagion. Interrupt them with awareness and mindfulness to lead with balance and resolve conflicts effectively. Embrace the power within to master your brain's ancient instincts, transforming potential crises into opportunities for stronger teams and unbreakable trust. One calm response at a time. Comment below with the one trigger that most often hijacks your leadership. Have you experienced an amygdala takeover? Like and subscribe for more neuroscience-backed strategies to level up your founder mindset.